Hey, so now I want to show you if you are working with your clients. I really recommend to do this early in the engagement or early inside of a program to really gauge where they when they start with you, and then determine where your focus is going to be, and then gauge right your results after. So you have a really good measure of the great work that you're doing together. So let me show you just like the pen and paper version. When I did this before I had the tool, I would just do, hey, circle, and that would be their life. And in dialogue with the client, I would ask them to name all the different things that are happening and the roles that they're playing in their life. So, for example, their work, right, and their friendships. And you can name these whatever you want. Feel free to use any of the 13 categories that I've named. Um, Money, right, is often a category. I really recommend that you've got kind of some prompts to make sure you get a big, like a full overview of their lives. Because if you don't have the prompts, things can get missed. Once you've got all the life categories identified, you go through and you ask them the questions that are going to give you a really good detail about how they're thinking and feeling about that category of their life right now. So the most common one, right, the wheel of life one is, hey, when you think about your work life, how happy are you right now? How satisfied are you? And then have them write that. Be really specific with a scale. I use 0 to 10. Um, and then once they rank it, this is where, when you're in person, you can use your power of perception to see somatically what they're saying. So intellectually, they're going to say, whatever their number is. Let's say this person is saying, "Oh, I feel like that's about a 5 out of 10." Okay, you're going to pay attention to their body, and is their body kind of saying that? Is that also aligned? So sometimes you might have to be a guide to help them kind of align with their answer to make sure that their head and their heart, their body and their words are saying the same thing. And then that's going to give you, right, a ranking. So 5, and let's say this person is doing awesome in their friendships, but they're feeling really kind of down and heavy about their financial life. A 3. Once you have all those ranked, now you can move to prioritization. I loved using the question of, okay, well, now that we see where we are, where would you like to be in each of these categories, and what's most important for you to work on right now? Because the idea that you're going to work on it all at once is really, it's more of a it's cruel. It's not realistic. But if they could choose to move one thing that would give them more energy, more abundance, what would that one thing be? In a brief level of time, you've likely highlighted focus, you've helped them prioritize, and now you've got direction towards your work. And if you've done a complete picture of this, the other thing that you've helped do is maybe identify blind spots. And this is why I recommend that you have context in your prompts ready. Because if you don't, and you just ask them, tell me what's happening in your life, they're more likely to bring up just what's top of mind or what's on fire, and they might forget or purposely leave stuff out. Maybe it's like kind of too shadowy or it's too vulnerable. We never want to push our clients to go where it isn't healthy for them to go, and at the same time, part of our role is to create the safe space so that they can share what they need to share, so that they can move through it and reunite themselves with that energy that's leaking, right? Those shadowy spots. So that's a huge recommendation. And then the other thing I recommend, in my tool, the way we do it, we look at 5 wellness dimensions on each one of these things. So it's like, what does it take to be really successful in someone's, right, in any one of these categories? We look at their level of satisfaction, and then we also look at their level of engagement, time alignment, and capability. So you might have some further kind of deepening question prompts that will allow you to dig further into those categories of their life. I found this work so profoundly helpful that I created an entire tool around it. And that's where having things like the averages and the compare points really illuminate the story. And also, if you're pen and paper, you can do this and still get a really, really strong overview of their life. And that will help you find focus and determine direction really fast. So I hope you found that helpful. And if it is helpful, let me know, because feedback always moves me forward. Otherwise, I appreciate you. Keep doing what you do to help other people in the world. Take care.